Hello everyone and welcome to the Little Blue Fly. Well, here I am a day later and I put that on the cold. It has been so cold and the majority of my decorating items are out in the garage, a detached garage. So that means I have to go down a walkway in like a 15 to 25 degree type of weather in the morning. And I just was not having that. So here we are, Friday evening, and we're going to have a little bit of a decorating party. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome to the Little Blue Fly, and I do invite you to subscribe to my channel. And for those of you that enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like. So that being said, let's begin, shall we? Okay. So this is the previous video, and for those of you that might be new or missed the last video, you might want to go take a look back at it because I did give some information on where to purchase a few things and different types of ideas. Now we are going to make our way around the living room and all the way back behind me and complete this living room. Well, for the most part, I'm putting down a really good spring base foundation because we're about to explode with some color here this week. So I hope you're ready, because I'm ready, because I miss spring. Okay, I have this large black basket that I just feel will go really good in this room. I don't know if it's going to fit where I'm trying to place it, which is up on the curtain rod. It might just be too big, but I have a couple other items here as well. And I just thought, instead of putting a valance up with the other curtain, I just will put something different up at top. And here we have it so far. So again, I stated in this video, again, I will be placing down a really good base foundation because Bev is going out shopping for Floral. I need spring. I'm telling you, this week, I don't know about your areas, but here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, it's been so cold, like bone cold. And I'm ready for the sunshine, and I'm ready for all the colors and the life that spring brings. This panel, not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, so here it hangs for now. And I brought in my round, it's like a Fairytale type of table that was purchased from Home Goods. I placed it here in the corner. We're going to do some decorating around it. It's such a large space that I'm working with now. I'm not used to this at all, but I'm loving every moment. Okay, so I decided, I'm in a larger space. I'm like, what are you doing, Bev? You don't need to get stuck in the corner. Pull out, bring things out. You have the room. Add more fantastic pieces around in this room. So that's what we're doing. I have some hangers up on the wall, because many of you ask what I use to hang my larger pictures and mirrors. So I'm giving you a close-up. I have done this before, but again, I have many new subscribers. I always mess up the name on these, so I call them something that they are not, so I'm not even going to name them. However, I will place them in my description box for those of you that are interested. What's great is when we hang a picture, how many of you are off? Like by a 1/4 inch, maybe sometimes a 1/2 inch, but just that little bit. These are great. You just have to tighten up the screw and it levels all the way across. So no more pulling it out and having to reset it. Here is a new piece that I'm decorating with. Many of you have not seen this mirror. I thought that it would look perfect over these tables. They were purchased many years ago when I was still in California from Hobby Lobby. So I don't know if Hobby Lobby still has these. It's been a moment. I have not shopped Hobby Lobby's mirrors for some time, but what I did is I waited, well, for them to go 50% off, and I purchased 2 of them for the price of one. Why not? Take advantage of a good deal, right? But I like the color, it has the natural wood tones, but yet it has some of that good aged and chippy deliciousness that I adore in my decorating. So I will be using one of these today. Again, it was found at Hobby Lobby probably about 8 years ago, right before we moved, right before we left California. And I decided to add on the back table my 2-tiered French stand. Now, I'm not promising, but I will try to get a link on this video of this 2-tiered French stand. If for some reason it doesn't make it, just Google 2-tiered wire French stand, and this will come up. It's out there. I just don't remember the site. Was it Wayfair? I don't know, but it is still actively sold out there. And again, keeping the colors, all that, the aged goodness, but as you can see, we're working with, a really good quality curtain panel, metals, different types of woods. Mix those woods. We have some wicker up above. Never feel like you need to stay in one solid color of wicker or wood, because when you mix it all together, it is fabulous. It really is. So the round table is screaming, I need oil, because it's been a moment. And if you noticed back behind, I did just put a black ribbon around the panel for now. Okay, here is my 1860s Minton ironstones, blue and white. I have quite the large collection. Many of them will be going in the dining room, the formal dining room. So be prepared for that because they're gorgeous. So I placed just a couple of them down in my stand and put a couple terracotta pots on them. I mean, why not? Now, when I water them, they will always be removed because I don't want a big, large puddle of water on these gorgeous plates. However, they just speak loudly placed underneath these pots. So another reason I needed to pull out, as you can see, look, the vent is playing with the ribbon. I love that. When our heater comes on, the heat plays with, the air plays with the ribbon on the baskets on both sides. But I had to move the table out. Otherwise, the chair, you would have hit the basket on the panel. And I decided to give myself a little bit more garden and pulled out the back table because it has a drop leaf. So I picked it up, and now I'm able to add a few more treasures on top. And I went with my moss pots. I do have a couple of these in my Amazon storefront. This week I will see if I can find more and I will list them. But again, it is in my description box. Description box is under the title of this video. You'll see like a little down arrow. Just press that and my whole the whole description box comes up, and it has different areas where you can go shopping if you so desire to do so. But again, I just place some of these moss pots on the table. When I go into the grocery store, the little, garden area that they have right there, all the little florist shops, I'll just be able to place little florals like the daffodils or just different spring florals that make me happy inside these pots. I placed in 2 ivies and then an ivy up at top. And as you can see, I put the fluted pot up here in front of the mirror. Why? Because it's everything. Everything. The colors, the different layers of color on this pot just was fabulous in front of this mirror, and the colored wood and the panels. Like I said, I'm really missing spring. So I'm enjoying adding in this little garden corner. And some more chippy deliciousness. I'm adding in this wooden duck that was purchased from a flea market in San Francisco. They had, they have a flea market that's right at the bay, right there, and you just go shopping and the water's all around you. It's a great experience in San Francisco. So I placed that on the top shelf. And many of you, you have seen me decorate with this. And it was in my reading room, and things are already starting to change in there. So I thought to bring this out because in this room, I'm loving the pops of blue. This is warmer than the previous ironstones I just shared. This is called a blue flow plate. And on top, I put a brass candlestick. This was thrifted right before we moved here, so in the Raleigh area. And how sweet is this? You just put the one piece on top of the candle with the shade. Super sweet piece. So it just goes on top of the candle, and then you light the candle and it just goes down. It just moves down. It's fine. And then you put the top on. Gives that little pop of black as well. And now we're going to move over onto the fireplace. I have my 2 lamps that were thrifted before we moved here, and the oil artwork above came from Facebook Marketplace. I just can't believe that the party got rid of this piece. It's just a large, stunning piece. I think it's 30 by 40? I mean, it's pretty large. And then to hide the wires, I had my husband put up that little, I don't know what it's called. It's like plastic pieces, and you hide your cords inside, and we went ahead and painted. And for those of you that have been asking about the paint, I did on my community tab share the color there. It's not a name, it's just a mixture of colors, but the code is there if you are interested in adding some of this color on your walls. So next I placed you talk French country, the Scream French country. These are vintage metal candle stands, or some call them a candelabra. It has the freeze-dried roses, and some are broken off, which just adds to the look. You know, get things, I mean, you can do, you know, how you want to in your home, right? But I like not everything being so uniform, but, you know, something has a little chip here, or for instance, on these, some of the rosebuds are broken off. That just gives the whole time-worn beauty for these pieces. And they were purchased when I was living in California many years ago. And I thought to place some of my old, there's nothing like an old leather-bound book with a hint of dust, right? That's what I say. Leather-bound or not, it just has that aged hint of dust. It adds into the whole look and feel of everything. Although I keep them dusted. But you know, they have a way of holding their own scent. And I don't mind it at all. Okay, on the outside, I did place my vintage brass birds. Now, I know these can be purchased right now at Ballard Designs, because I did see a couple when I was walking through their storefront the other day. And I didn't purchase not a one thing. Why not? Because nothing was on sale. And I try to make sure it's always on sale if I purchase at Ballard's. Okay, to hide the cord, I went ahead and placed in a garage sale find my vintage market basket. And I placed in one stem. This can be purchased at Pottery Barn. It is very large, to help hide the cord, and just the green, pulling it from the artwork and just adding in some life of, you know, what spring offers. It just rejuvenates us, and that's what I'm doing today. I have this old candle stand that was gifted to me when we were living in New Jersey. It is all wood, very detailed, and again, it has that perfect aged goodness on it. And I will be putting a tall rosy ring candle on top, because it has to be my most favorite scent in a candle, which is citron or citron. And when I'm sitting in this chair, I will pick up this scent. I've had this rosy ring candle for years now, and it's so strong in scent. So, and I have been burning it little by little, but this has been more so a candle duster than a burner. But as it burns down through the center, I can add a tea light in there and it will glow through. But I've just been taking my time, because again, some candles I burn and others I dust. It just depends. Okay, pulling way back so you can see things. It feels so good getting these boxes out of the house, because what's been going on is we've been bringing in a few boxes because it's so cold, but it makes such a horrible mess. How many of you, when you start decorating for the new season, you bring in boxes and it's just a mess? Well, I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to take a hand basket out to the garage, put decor in it, and bring it in. That's how we're working it this year. No more boxes. Okay, so the sofa table piece, that was, I just recently found that at a shop in the Charlotte area. And on top, I put a scalloped edged tray from Home Goods right in the center. And I made sure to put those velvet feet on the bottom so it doesn't scratch up on the paint. And our hearts are in England. I will... If I can find this, I will link it in my description box. because it's beautiful. It's so inspiring. And I decided here to keep the book open, not to close it and set something on top of it, but to keep it open because it's going to grab my interest. Just it being open and me seeing it, I'm going to get all kinds of inspired, and I'm going to pick the book up and thumb through it because that's just how I do it. So if you have those books in your home, open them up. Open them up, put items on them. They don't always need to be closed. And I will be placing this pot with hydrangeas. Well, they're both from Pottery Barn, right on top of the page. And it will not scratch the page because there are tiny felts at the bottom of the pot. Perfect green color for spring and with the blues in the room. So my decor style, I tend to go a little bit dark. What I'm showing here is whatever I place on this table, it has to visually look good from the front and the back because it's right in the center of the room. It's not up against a wall, so I have to make sure that it is visually sound from both sides. But what I was stating is my decor style tends to stay in the warmer tones. But when you add the lighter colors, it really stands out. I placed 2 hurricanes. These were a Facebook Marketplace find. And they're gorgeous. I love these pieces. They're gorgeous. They have the brown tone to it. Up at the top, these rings are a solid brass, so they're very heavy. So I always use care when I place the rings up on top of the glass because it really could chip them. And I added in some green root candles that I have underneath the wall over there where our television is at. It's hiding back behind the blue hydrangeas. Love the Samsung frame TV. So I decided to place, these were at the fireplace, and I said, let's move over here. Let's go ahead and put them down right here, and they look gorgeous. Love adding the wicker in my home. It's very French or English country, and it adds so much character and warmth into a home. And again, there's several different tones. Mix them. Do not be afraid to mix your tones at all. But again, I need to go out shopping for some new spring greenery. Okay, over here to the side, I have this frame is all wood. And it did have, I shared that picture of, it was a still life with grapes and other fruits were in it. Well, I decided to take that out. And during the move, it did get a little damaged as well. I'm not going to lie. But I knew I was going to change it anyhow. So I will share where this is going to go up here in just a moment and why I decided to place it there. And we'll do a little bit of decorating with it. And then I have my large basket that my Christmas tree was in here on this wall for now. Okay, so this little entryway here, well, not like a little walkthrough. The restroom is over here, and the living room is there, and back behind me is the reading room. Very warm toned in my reading room with a mixture of rich colors, and I thought this would be perfect here. The way this shelf is, how it's long down at the bottom, I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. Again, right before we moved from California, so about 8 years ago. and then put the frame up at top. They just give that whole French country, old world feel together, look and feel. And again, the shelf was Hobby Lobby. And inside, I placed a highly ornate frame. This is wood, and it does have some resin to it. This was a Facebook Marketplace find when I was living in Virginia, and I thought to place it right in the center of this frame, and I love it. Frames inside of frames, you can never go wrong. So if you have many frames at home, you know, in your garage or down in your basement or in your attic, get them out. Put them, you layer them however you want to layer them. And I decided to put this sweet little bouquet of flowers inside a vase right in the center. And I will lower this picture just a little bit because I am seeing it's just a bit too high for my liking. And then again, French country, I mean, so delicious. Look at it's just aged, and we have tarnish, and we have a little bit of rust going on, and that's what makes French country. Get that goodness in it. You know, the new look is great too, right? But oh, how I love that old world French country. It speaks to me. I'm sure it's because of my sweet mama who was born in Germany. And then down below, I will be adding more furniture. But I just want to take you in here. I did not speak too much about this sofa. Kind of skipped over it a little bit, but this is a 6-penny sofa, and it is called the Amelia. She is the shorter one, I think 86 wide, and the 2 pillows came from Pottery Barn, the 2 different type pillows, and the throw from Ballard Design. And we will ignore my husband's work shoes over there for now. I promise during the closer look, they will be moved and the candle will be lit. So these are the pillows that will be out here for some time for now. I love the look of the green with the blues. Okay, in the reading room, just for a little bit, not too much. So there is a few changes that are taking place, and I'll just share a little one for today because behind me there's more going on. I have this large mirror that many of you have seen before. And I just want to keep it, you know, just a little bit underneath the Fairytale picture at the bottom, because I will be adding something on top of this mirror. And then up above, 2 more Fairytale lithographs. But again, looking at the black and how it's moving from the reading room through that little walkway out to the living room, it's everything. I'm loving it. But I'm going to pick the mirror up off the ground just a little bit. It could stay there, but I'm going to lift it up. So as you can see, it came up just a little bit. And I will be adding something right up above the mirror, and then also some of the Fairytale lithographs. Love the reflection coming out of the mirror. The cheetah pillow that came from Ballard Design. It is on sale right now, and the one behind it, I've had that for quite some time. But we have a little bit more to add around the chair. The chair is a new purchase from Wayfair. Okay, down below, because when you have a reading chair, you know, you want to have a space where, well, one, you can place your book down on when you're done reading and pick it up when you're ready to read again, but to place a drink down on, or just a candle, or even a little lighting if you want it. And I have this old vintage basket that I thought would work nicely in here. But then when you have a reading chair, what's important when you read?